Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Kwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So we'll jump into this lesson real quick. It's going to be a short one, but just dealing with, almost like a, not to say a new tide that's turning, but, as far as something that I had noticed, with just some of these women, not necessarily women that are in the truth or anything else like that, but just something that happen to just naturally see and things like that. But, as far as, how we see these women out here, and let me read this verse real quick. It's 2 Ezra 16 and 49. It says, like as the whore envieth the right and the right, honest, and virtuous woman. All right. We in a time frame where, a lot of these women are pushing and promoting, this wickedness and to go live this here certain lifestyle and everything else like that. There's something I happen to notice about some of these different women, again, not in the truth or anything like that, but, not, I don't know what they're really into, but just some of these women now are calling out some of the things that these other women are doing as far as, one thing somebody happened to bring up was how come all these women are starting to look the same, as far as like with this plastic surgery and things like that. And, just, as far as, why do they all look the same? And then, when the question was posed, it just kind of went right over my head. It's just something just in conversation and passing, I didn't think twice about it, but then I happened to, think back about it at a separate point in time. And I was like, they kind of have a point there. Cause, when it was said to me, I was just like, yeah, shit, they all walking around looking like Kim Kardashian and all the guys is walking around looking like Lil Wayne and shit. It's like, man, maybe it's just a demon on these people, whatever, and then, also hearing some of these women nowadays, younger women, that's saying that they want to, they're how do I put it? They want to so-called be married by the time they're 30 years old and things like that. This is something strange where these women nowadays are saying that they want to be single and independent. They don't need no man and everything else like this, like, and all these different things. So this was kind of on my spirit as far as, damn, hey, it seems like the tides are turning with a lot of these different things. And again, this isn't like, something that was like in a context of a conversation with, you have certain topics where people talk about like MGTOW or Kevin Samuels. It wasn't anything like that. This is, matter of fact, it was different people, different occasions, and having different conversations about different things where these started to pop up. But nevertheless, hey, man, like the scriptures say, we'll get to it. But, there are going to be some righteous women. First of all, there are righteous women that are out there. I know that we speak a lot of the times about these wicked women out here and everything else like that, but it doesn't take away from the fact that there's going to be righteous women out there that's going to be delivered. All right. So I wanted to read this again in 2 Ezra 16 and 49. It says, like as the whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall the righteous hate iniquity when she decketh herself and shall accuse her to her face. And when he cometh that shall defend him, that diligently search out every sin upon the earth. All right. So, hey, just like how these women out here are hating on, these whorish women out here, all right, are hating on these women that want to so-called, do the righteous thing and live a certain type of life. They say that these women are oppressed, these whorish women. Oh, you don't need no man. You fine by yourself, go live up your life and everything else like that. They talk down upon these women who, they say that they want to start a family. They want to have a husband. They want to be submissive to their husband. They don't want to dress all provocative. Again, I heard, women, talking about these women wearing all these damn spandex and things like that. Like, why do they go out in public wearing these things? And they don't understand their whole body is showing and everything else like that. And, at the time, I didn't think too much about it. It was just like, yeah, whatever, just keep it moving, but it's something that's been on my spirit. I woke up with, and was thinking about, it was like, damn, wait a minute, the tide's kind of turning with these things. And, it's just all these different signs about these things that's going on. So, we used to always talk about the 7 women coming to one man and everything else like that. Hey, as far as, edifying the elect as far as these things, because in a time like we're living in now, it's easy to forget that these women out there exist. All right. Because, we see so much wickedness that's going on out there in the world and so much of just the how do I say, the wrongness out there. But you got to compare it to just like the men of the Lord. All right. How many different men do you come across in your day to day life? All right. As far as, just going out and going to work and everything else like that. All right. Versus how many men that you come across in your day-to-day life that are, in the truth. all right, that are men of the Lord. You very rarely come across any of them throughout your regular day-to-day at work and everything else like that. All the people you pass in the grocery store and everything else like that. So, hey, the same thing is to these women. It's not that they don't exist, all right? Just like the men of the Lord, where you can find them at, we see them on the highways and the byways, and, you may be in camps with them and everything else like that. So you know where they are and that they exist. But just in your regular everyday to day life, at the grocery store, at the job and things like that, the gas station, you're not around these people like that, So the same with these here women, they out there. But this is one of the things that I started noticing as far as the tides changing, with some of these women starting to call these women out, or not just that, or just saying in just their regular life, not even on a certain type of conversations like, nah, I just want to be, married by the time I'm 30 years old or 25 years old, or, I want to have kids and I want to do this and want to do that. And like, that's not normally what these women are out here saying, again, to flip it around, it's just like, most guys out here saying they want to be rappers, drop a mixtape and everything else like that. You don't really hear a lot of these young guys saying, man, I want to be a prophet when I get older, or I want to study and become a man of the Lord and things like that. That's like one of the weirdest things to hear. All right. But hey, not saying that there aren't people out there that's like that. All right. So let me go from there to, what did I want to grab? I wanted to grab, let me just grab this while it's hot on my head, Isaiah real quick. This is Isaiah 4:1. It says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. And that's, another thing that's, you starting to see with some of these women out here as well. You hear about like a lot of these women out here that's saying, it's funny because, they'll speak about the things that they have and everything else like that. When some of these women, they attain certain things that they think that, men so-called look for. Oh, I got my degree, I got my own house, I make my own money, pay my own bills and everything else like that. How come I can't find a man? Well, it's, it's a certain spirit that's on these women that's obviously keeping them from getting a man and everything else like that. But you see that they already saying, look, these women are at least a step ahead of some of these other women that's out here. Some of these women out here saying, look, you got to buy me this, buy me that, take care of me, do this and do that. Got to take me shopping, be able to buy me some, get my nails done and everything else like that, And they're saying that they don't need no man. But then you have another set of women that's out there that's complaining like, well, I pay my own bills, got my own house, my own car and everything else like that. And, I can take care of myself, but, where are all the good men at, but they lacking the fact that they can't humble themselves down and be submissive unto a man. They still have that wicked spirit over top of them where they want to rule over a man. But nevertheless, again, just showing forth that there are these levels of women out there, but in that point in time, these women are going to say, look, I'm not going to be a burden unto you, just like, in these times now where, economically, it's kind of hard to get by, for a lot of people and everything else like that. The last thing that you want is to, pick up one of these women out here that you have that's like a financial burden onto you. She's like all in debt. You got to help her pay some bills and stuff like that and all these other. You don't want no woman like that, man. All right. But then look, these women here, they're going to want to come into you saying, look, man, we'll cook, we'll clean, we'll be submissive. We'll take care of ourselves. We just want, you to be able to take away that reproach from us. Let us be called by thy name, because we know, let me find this precept real quick. I think it's right here. Give me 1 second. Let me yeah, here we go. 1 Timothy chapter 2. Let me go up a little bit. Let me start 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, not with shamefaced and sobriety, not with broidered hair, gold or pearls or costly array, and going into that modest apparel and stuff like that. Hey man, these, like I said, it was funny that hearing this here chick talk about the fact that what's up with these women or all these goddamn spandex and everything. That's just so. That's the way that they were speaking on it, as far as how we speak on those types of things, as far as that's not really what you should be wearing out in public and things like that, just showing your whole body and stuff. That's just not ladylike. What happened to women wearing dresses and sundresses and things like that, feminine clothing instead of all these stripper clothing and things like that, but hey, this is something that's almost foreign to us men of the Lord to hear these women speak about, because all these other women is pushing and promoting these damn women walking around damn near naked, man. All right, not shamefaced. It's just showing their whole body. Like, I wish somebody would say something to me. But hey, this is how the righteous women should be walking around, in modest apparel. All right. Let me keep reading on down. It says, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. All right, they talking about something, they are good women, but hey, you got to have good works. You shouldn't be talking about some, oh, I'm a good woman. How come no man want me? But yet and still you got a OnlyFans page, an Instagram page showing your ass and all these selfies and things like that, man. All right, that's all on social media. And that's another thing, speaking, you know how it is sometimes when you try to holler at a woman or some shit like that, and they be like, oh, what's your Instagram? What's your Snapchat? What's your this and what's your that? And you tell them, hey, I don't got no social media, and they look at you like a damn alien. Some of these women out here, hey, you'd be surprised. They out here like, look, we don't do social media. I don't got social media. I ain't been on social media. I don't got social media because, hey, again, with those things, if you would have watched that documentary called The Social Dilemma, they tell you about that validation loop of how this is like a drug. It just boosted up these women's heads, so on and so forth. It's almost like, it's really like a drug, just to give you one of the little scenes in there. They had this little girl, a little teenage girl, and taking selfies and things like that. And she got all these likes and it boosted up her ego so high. But then she got one comment that said, oh my gosh, look at those ears or something along those lines. And then her self-esteem just rocketed down, She took down a picture and re-uploaded another picture with her hair covering her ears and everything. Obviously it was a reenactment, it's a documentary, but just, you see how this here goes. These women, they'll post up 1 billion different pictures and they take like 1 million different shots just to get this one picture and things like. They have a lot of different documentaries on those things about how these women, you'll see these one picture up, they'll have one picture up, but it took them 100 different shots to get that one angle and all these different things. Just look that up on YouTube. I don't know exactly what to put in, but how they, you'll see how they finesse these things to get these different pictures. It's not just a regular, oh, they just took a certain picture and everything else like that. But going into what it does to their self-esteem and things like that, it's just like they get this validation loop, just getting all these different likes and all this attention from these people. And it's people they don't even know, but this is the drug that they're really on. It's really like a junkie that's addicted to a certain drug. I got to get a certain amount of likes. This picture got 100 likes. This next picture got to have 110 likes, 120 likes. If it gets 99 likes, I'm not satisfied. I'm gonna take it down. My self-esteem is gonna be lower because my last picture got 100 likes and things like that. But hey, they think that these are good work. So I got my face done, got my body done, got this and got that done. But yet and still, you see all these so-called women, these little Instagram, what they call them, Instagram influencers, these little Tatianas and shit like that. You ask them about, being a decent woman. They can't cook. They can't take care of a child. They can't do any of these damn things, but they can take 1 billion selfies and things like that. They can't just be in. Well, look, let me read the next line. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. All right. You can ask any man, what is one thing that they want in a woman? They would be like, yo, we want peace. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to come out from the battle. We got to fight out in the world to come home to a woman that's loud and clamorous and everything else like that, man. All right. Some of these women, that's one of the most, to me, that's one of the most attractive things that a woman can do, be a pillar of rest, can be a helpmeet, just be silent. You know what I'm saying? Come home and it's like, look, when I come home into my house, outside of the war zone that's out there in the world and the rest of the things, I feel peace and tranquility instead of walking in the house. Where you was at? Why you all late? Can't take out the trash. You need to go do this. Can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. Dudes be wanting to walk back out the damn door, man. All right, take the long ride home, man. And most of you guys know about that long ride home. You can stop at 5, 6, 7 different stores just because you don't want to go straight home. Hopefully she'll be asleep or doing some other shit by the time you get home type thing, But hey, this is, going into, not them professing that they have so-called good works. And then it's like, oh, I look good. I got my face done, got my ass done and everything else. Like, no, man, actually having real good works. All right. Verse 12, it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach nor usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. All right. Just like I was going into again, man. All right. A lot of these women, they want to so-called run the household, not be submissive to a man and everything else like that, man. All right. But hey, again, you have some women out there that's like that nowadays. It's like, nah, I don't want to be all masculine and ruling. Like, when you really break it down, you have some of these women that's like, look, we don't like this new situation that's going on where we got to be the boss babe, boss of the house, to make all these decisions. Like, shit, I just want to stay at home and bake some fucking cakes and cookies and cook dinner and make sandwiches and that. Because when you think about it, that's all the hell that they had to do back in the days anyway was, keep the house clean, raise the children, and make some food while the man had to go out a slave at these goddamn jobs and sweat and deal with the world and come back home and everything else like that. But now, hey, these women still have to do the same thing. It's not that the man is making them do that because, look, they single mothers. But guess what? They got these kids at home. They got to cook for the kids. All right. They got to go to work and slave at these jobs and everything else like that. All right. So they doing all the same things that they was doing beforehand when they had a man in the household, but now they also got to go to work as well on top of that. So, hey, man, this is what they got going on. So now they wanted to so-called usurp authority over the man. They wanted to be the man of the household, man. All right. But hey, this is their downfall. But again, you have some of these women that want to be submissive. They just want to be a wife. Like I said, that's one of the, hey, wait a minute. You want to be a wife? What happened to all this single independent? Nah, I don't want to be I wasn't created for that. I was created to be a wife to a man. All right. Verse 13, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived in the transgression. All right. So, hey, like the scriptures say, basically, Eve first sinned, and through her we all died. All right. So, hey, you going into, these here situations, just like what you call it, not just feminism, but what was it, the civil rights movement or whatever like that, the women's liberation movement, all these different things, governmental assistance and things like that. Esau came into the woman. All right, look, we'll give you what you call it, governmental assistance and everything, but just let the man can't be in the household. So she took the governmental assistance and chose Esau to be the man. Oh, I'm gonna be a single independent woman. I can take care of myself. But you had Esau taking care of you, and in the midst of that, you destroyed your whole household and your whole community. All right, because every time something go wrong with these Jakes that's in the household, these little boys that's in the household, and they go wrong and everything else, what do they say? Where was their father at? All right, or this and that, and then, or the opposite scenario, you have somebody like let's say Kevin Samuels. They say, "Oh, who hurt you? Your mama hurt you. You must, this and that." They always blame it back on these other things. Like, nah, man. How about some of the things that goes on in the household is because they have a lack of a father in the household, man. All right, you see children that's raised by both parents in the household. They know how to, be around and treat the opposite sex. But when you look at people, let's say little boys that's raised in a household without a father, man, they quick to just lay down with women and be up and out of there to leave because they didn't have that example of their father in the household, man. They don't know what that's supposed to be like, and the same with these women who grew up in a household without their father and stuff. They the ones laying down with all these Pookie and Ray Rays saying they don't need no man and having a man just lay down with them, procreate with them and get up and just keep it moving, man. All right. Then when they, get to a certain age, they be like, oh, they hate the world for all these things, but it's, a lot of their decisions that brought them to where they at. All right. Just like nowadays, like we was talking about with the governmental assistance and things like that, man, you decide to kick the man out the household. All right. When you could have had somebody help you raise these damn kids, take this here governmental assistance in Section 8. Now y'all welfare babies in habitual welfare babies, where it's just generation after generation after generation after generation. Y'all ain't really achieving nothing, man. All right. Let's continue on verse 15. Notwithstanding, all right, because this was the point going to that Isaiah 4:1 that I wanted to grab about, these women in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we'll eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. All right. They want to be saved by what? Being your wife, man. All right. Being joined together with you, man. All right. It says, notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety. All right, so these women in this point in time is going to wind up being delivered, man. They're going to be delivered through what? A man of the Lord, man. A man of the Lord is going to wind up delivering them. All right, just like how, and being in subjection unto the man of the Lord, just like, we the men are being in subjection unto Yahweh and Yahweh, man. All right, we're his bride. All right, so hey, this is how I say the chain of command, the order that has to be established, man. All right, so hey, these women that's out here that's already making this here so-called change in heart and change in spirit, seeing these different things. All right, they seem like just like how we had to put off the old man. Hey, they starting to put off the so-called old woman as far as wanting things that the rest of these women out here wanting. Oh, single independent women. I don't need no man. Hey, some of these women out here now is like, nah, I want a husband by the time. And I don't want a husband when I'm 35, 45, 55, then rode the carousel already. They still want they want a husband while they're still in their youth. All right. They don't want to be out here, up on these Instagram or social media sites showing their whole body and everything else like that. They rather be chaste, man. They don't want to be wearing these, clothes that's exposing their whole body and everything else like that. They rather be walking around in modest clothing and everything else like that, man. All right. So, hey, this is something that's, this is a, a vibration that's being changed in the earth right about now. All right. Let me close out with this real fast because, this is something else that's going on. Where is it at? This is something else that's going on in the going on right about now because you also have. Let me read this first. Micah 7:10. Then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as the mire in the streets. And so you had a lot of these women that was out there saying, "Oh, they single, independent, don't need no man," and everything else like that. Well, let's just not talk about women. Let's just talk about. We could talk about all these Americans right about now as a whole, or we could talk about the whole planet Earth as a whole. Because, newsflash, there's a global economic downturn right about now. But contrary to what most people are putting on that facade that they putting on, all right, most people are in economic straits right about now, man. All right, most people are really, having hard times. Yeah, they'll put up in your face these women with this OnlyFans making all this money, but really it's only a small percentage of that. Just like how in America they put it in your face about the percentage of people that's rich and millionaires and hell even make over six figures. When you look up the people that make six figures in America, it's not very that many people making six figures in America. All right, not that many people that are millionaires even in America, man. And you can have all the millionaires in America living in pretty much one city of a population under, I believe, I don't even know if there's 2 million people that are millionaires. But nevertheless, we're not going to go too far into those numbers and stuff like that. But you can look them up. But hey, the facade is that, there's so many different millionaires and everything else like that. Here, I'll give you an example. You watch a football game and everything else like that, right? Let's just say that all the people on the football teams, on both teams, they all millionaires, right? Is there more people that's on the field that's millionaires, or is there more people that's out in the crowd that's not millionaires? And that'll give you a ratio of, how many people in the world or in the U.S. alone make that kind of money versus the people that don't. They're way outnumbered by average people, all right? But, hey, this is what's going on right now is an economic downturn and collapse. So what? You have a lot of these men, well-off men and everybody else that's or husbands and wives and families that's during an economic downturn. How much more these so-called fast women that's out here that don't need no man, that's got 2 and 3 different kids and living off the system and everything else like that? Where they at right now? You got middle-class working people, regular people that's losing their jobs and becoming homeless. What about these here women out here, man? Especially these women out here with these little children where you have like a baby food shortage. This is one of the new things that's coming up, man. All right, who the hell you already stressed out? That's another thing these women that be breaking these women. Again, like I said, not only do they have kids, all right, that they gotta cook for, clean, dress and make sure that they are right and everything else like that. They got to go out and go to work. All right. And a lot of these women don't have, well, not to say these women, but it's really hard out here for people in the working class. It's not very many jobs, good paying jobs and things like that. All right. And now everything is going up. The cost of living is going up. Cost of gas is going up. And now you got a baby food shortage and things like that. And you already stressed out. You at a breaking point, man. All right. Look up, the truth about these single mothers and how hard it is to be these single mothers. They over here breaking down, man. They just want some damn help, man. They put on that strong, independent face on one side, but then they be like, look, we need some help. That's why they say, oh, this is, one of the best job, not the best jobs, a serious job and everything else like that, because they think they're doing a real service or something else like that, or they think they're doing something really heroic. But hey, man, men have been doing this the whole time, man. Not only have we been taking care of ourselves, which, they should be taking care of themselves and their responsibilities. If a man has a child, he has to pay child support, take care of his own stuff. So, hey, that's what we've been doing. Not only that, sometimes we get married, we have to take care of not only ourselves, but our wife and our kids and everything else like that and have a smile on our face about it. So, hey, they want to be single and independent. Hey, let them go ahead and have it. But look, in a time like this, like, let me read it again. It says, then she that is my enemy, all right, the ones that say, I don't need no man and everything else like that. Hey, the Most High say, the women that's going to be saved, they're going to be saved by what? Being with a man of the Lord. But these women, they don't need no man, right? It says, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? And that's a lot of these women are saying these things, man. They want to leave the men of the Lord and everything else like that. They don't want to be submissive. They want to just go and do their own thing. But now, that financial burden is hitting them, all right? It says, where is Yahweh thy power? My eye shall behold her. Now she shall be trodden down as mire in the streets. And so, a lot of people right now are losing everything economically, man. All right. A lot of these women, are passing their kids off to their parents and everything else like that because they can't even financially take care of them. And now they trying to go shack up on somebody else's couch or go get a boyfriend and go stay with them and everything else like that. All right. But hey, it's coming to the dire straits out here, man. But I just wanted to bring out this here lesson because, like I said, I've been noticing certain little things and stuff like that of some of these women is actually asking for, the opposite of what they would normally be asking for. Talking about some they want to be married before they 30 years old, 35 years old, and be a wife. All right. And calling out these women wearing these damn spandex and things like that and talking about they don't have no social media and things. This is a rare thing to be seen in a time like this where this is being actually pushed and promoted. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Brakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation of much love for you, I can push in his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.